All right, welcome everybody. This is really weird, but this is gonna be the first video on my channel, which I think I'm gonna call String Theory Guitar. So just a touch of background as I get into this first thing. I'll probably make another video going over like my background a little bit more, but my name's Cody. I'm 31 years old. I've been playing guitar for 17 and a half years. I've been teaching on and off for 10, but for the last 6, it's been sort of my main gig, my main source of income. And I just love guitar and I love music and I love teaching. It's something that gives me a lot of joy, and I love helping people with their journey and like helping people get through their struggles a little bit quicker than if they were on their own, and just basically sharing the knowledge that I've accumulated over these years and passing it on to other people. So that's my goal with all of this stuff. And today I didn't really, I think I was thinking too much about what I wanted my first video to be. I think I had a little too much weight on what the topic would be. So I just decided to go for it. I'm just gonna show you guys a quick little trick that I use in a lot of my songwriting. And it's a really, really simple way to kind of like break out of your normal open chords like C, G, D, A minor, all that stuff. Start moving up the neck a little bit. So we're gonna start with bar chords, but don't worry, you actually don't have to play with bar chords at all for this. You don't have to know how to play them. You don't have to be able to play them for this. I'm just gonna show you where these shapes sort of come from. So basically every beginner guitar player's worst nightmare is the F chord. So whether it's this one, this 4-string guy here, or even worse, the full F major bar chord, playing all 6 strings. Okay, so bear with me here. We're gonna think in the key of G for right now. So I'm actually gonna take that shape. So instead of playing it on F, I'm gonna bring it up to G. Now, what I want to think about here are what are the notes that actually make the chord sound like the chord, right? So in any major or minor chord, we have 3 notes. Just 3. I'm playing 6 strings. It's just 3 notes. I have a G, a B, and a D, and that's it. So the G is a really important one. That's the root note. So that's what all the other notes in the chord get compared to. That's the name of the chord. We should probably have that one in there. The B, the third, is basically telling me whether that chord is major or minor. So that's going to be the chord that I'm going to take here, okay? Or sorry, that's going to be the note that I'm going to take here to add to that chord. So I'm going to take that G note on the bottom, so 3rd fret on the low E. Then I'm going to take that B right there, 4th fret on the G string. So you can already hear that's a much thinner sound, but it's a much more direct sound. I'm just getting kind of the pure G major sort of sound without all the excess stuff, okay? So this shape that I started with here, that's based off of my E major chord shape, which I'm sure most of you have played before, right? We've all played that, and we've probably also played E minor as well. So the only difference between those 2 chords is that 1st fret on the G or open G, right? E major, E minor. That's all it is. So whatever I can do to that open chord, I can also do to manipulate these bar chords higher up on the neck. So this is G major, this is G minor, okay? So to use the exact same idea, here's that 2-note G major chord, here's a 2-note G minor chord. Cool? So without getting too into it, you'll just have to kind of follow along, and trust me if you don't know like your chord scales and stuff like that. But if I just sort of walk this up the major scale, I have G major. I'm also going to throw this open D string, because I like the sound of that. You don't have to do that. If you just want to like just play those 2 open strings, that's fine. So I have G major, I have A minor, I have B minor, I have C major, I have D major, I have E minor. We're gonna play F sharp. It's just F sharp minor. Technically it would be minor flat 5, but we're only playing 2 notes, so it doesn't matter. And then I'm back to G. Cool. So what you can do then is just sort of take some basic chord progressions that you already know in the key of G, and you're able to apply that in sort of these different voicings up and down the neck. You can get some cool slides. You can incorporate open strings really easily into these, and it's a lot of fun. So if I just take, let's take a 1-4-5, something super duper basic, right? So I have my 1, G. Now if we count up, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I have a C major, and then 5, B, D major, right? So I could take like a, down to that F sharp there for a second. Just back up to the G. Super, super simple. It works better in certain keys than others, just because like I picked G because having that open D in there can be nice. It works really well in the key of D as well. It can work really well in C, stuff like that. If you start getting into like a lot of accidentals, then it can be a little tricky. You really want to avoid those open strings sometimes. But it's a cool little thing. It's something that I picked up from like doing a lot of Dave Matthews music. He loves these chords. It's something that I just kind of incorporated into my own playing, and you can use it for a ton of different styles. You can use a lot of different techniques on it. It's a lot of fun. So take a look at that, mess around with it, and good luck.